What's going on, guys? Welcome to the weekly live chat. I do these every single Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, where we just talk about all the latest MMA news. Unfortunately, this week, we don't have a lot of MMA news to discuss. I'm obviously kidding. We have a ridiculous amount of MMA news to discuss. I mean, there's so much has gone on just in these last 2 days alone. I mean, it's a ridiculous amount to talk about. So this is the perfect time for a weekly live chat, even though I do this every single week. But you get my point. Anyway, it is July 20th, 2022. This is weekly live chat number 66. We are currently sitting at 3,962 subscribers. So we are 38 subscribers away from hitting 4,000 subscribers on the channel. I greatly appreciate all of you guys. If you haven't yet, do me a favor and like the stream. If you have other people that'll watch it, share it, tweet it out, whatever you can do to help support the channel. Guys, we have entirely too much news to discuss. So let's get into it. Recently, we had Khamzat Chimaev versus Nate Diaz announced for UFC 279, September 10th. The main event of that card. We're going to talk about that. I have videos out on all this stuff too. So if you guys have not checked out those videos, after this stream, do me a favor and go check out those videos. We also have recently announced, the UFC has recently announced Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev for the vacant lightweight title. Whew. Love that fight. It was the only fight to make. UFC 280 main event. Can't wait for that fight. Also, just before I got on, maybe an hour and a half ago, I believe it was, maybe 2 hours ago, we had a crazy fight announcement. Petr Yan versus Sean O'Malley at UFC 280 in Abu Dhabi on the same card as Islam Makhachev versus Charles Oliveira. What an insane card UFC 280 shape. Now, I'm thinking about doing a dedicated video just on how insane UFC 280 is. That's how good that card is. So, I'm sure we'll have a million questions about all that. I'm sure we'll talk about all that. Last year, the end of last year, UFC 267, 268, and 269 were incredible. And it felt like MMA couldn't get any better. I think the end of this year is going to be just as amazing. I mean, there's so many great fights coming up. I cannot wait for UFC 280. So, guys, I'm so excited. I'm genuinely so excited for what's to come in the next few months. One of my favorite things, I've talked about it a lot, is the anticipation of certain matchups, certain fights. And there's one in particular I'm not particularly excited about. If you're part of the Discord or you watch the video on it, you know which matchup that is, but we'll talk about that as well. Also, if you guys love the channel, if you guys want to support the channel, tomorrow at 10:45 Eastern Time, 10:45 a.m. Eastern Time, I'm going on James Lynch's weekly Q&A on his second channel. I think it's called Lynch MMA. So if you guys want to join us there tomorrow at 10:45 Eastern Time, I post the link on Discord, in the members Discord, as well as I tweeted it out. So if you don't follow me on Twitter or Instagram, at MMA Joey C, go follow me there. You'll be able to find the link. But 10:45 Eastern Time tomorrow, I will be live with James Lynch. And you guys can ask questions there as well. Okay, I guess after the news was announced, someone said, we need an emergency live stream. Well, I was doing a quick video, and 2 days in a row now, I've had to kind of rush home. I'm like, I want to make a video on this ASAP. Yesterday, because of the Chimaev Nate Diaz news, and today, because of the O'Malley Petr Yan news. Also, guys, if you want to support the channel, you can become a member. The members Discord chat, I mean, it's worth every penny of the cost of the membership. It's $3 a month. You get to join the members Discord forever. You get loyalty badges next to your name, and you get custom emojis to use in the chat as well as the comments. So the link is down in the description if you want to become a member of the channel. But you guys knew I get all my MMA news from the Discord at this point. If there's breaking news, it immediately gets posted in our Discord. So if you guys want to join, the link is down in the description. It doesn't cost much, and we're talking MMA every single day. You can message me directly whenever you want, and it's just a great community we have built there. Okay, let's get to some questions. My nose is already itching on stream. Wasn't itching the whole time I did a video, but now it's itching. Also, guys, if you have not liked the stream yet, like the stream. Please like the stream. Run up the likes on it. We're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers. We should be there in the next day or two. We're sitting at 3,962. So we're only 38 subscribers away. So who knows? We've gained like 50 subscribers on crazy streams before. So for all I know, this stream might be the one to do it. So check. Even if you think you're subscribed, check and make sure you're subscribed. And if you're not, subscribe to the channel. Okay, let's get to some questions. What's going on, Torin? What's up, VT? Brother Joey, so much exciting UFC matchup news to discuss. Yes, there is. Joey's channel is growing fast. 1 month ago, it was at 1,200. No, it wasn't that low. 1 month ago, I think, I don't know, maybe roughly 3,000. We've gained about 1,000 in a month or something like that. I don't remember exactly. What's up, French fries? UFC 280 shaping up to be a great card. About time we hear that from you, Torin Brown. You're always complaining about the cards. I'm glad that you like UFC 280. 280's loaded. I've been playing too much as zombies. I need help. Oh, well, now you're here. You don't have to play zombies anymore. What's up, Mendez? What's up, Patty Mills? I respect your take on O'Malley Yan, a level-headed opinion. My main thing is I just think people got to respect Sean more for calling for that fight and wanting the challenge. Yeah, for sure. Just hopefully it doesn't end in a controversial ending and then him claim victory. What matchup winner is more deserving of a title? O'Malley Yan, Vera Cruz, or Aldo Marab? Kind of messy in my opinion. I think there's no doubt O'Malley Yan, winner, deserves a title shot in my opinion. I don't care. If you beat Petr Yan, you deserve a title shot. Yan, arguably still the champion. The fight against Aljamain Sterling, I feel like there needs to be a trilogy. Islam going to ride Charlie Olives like a horse? I don't know. I don't think Charles will win this fight. Charles is a monster, but I believe Khabib's judgment is clear. Okay. We're going to talk about, I'm going to go through some of these questions, and then we'll go in depth on some of these fights. That's what I'm going to do. We'll get a chance to see O'Malley's grappling too, potentially. He claims it's one of the strongest parts of his game. I feel like everyone says that until then it gets exposed. O'Malley, def speed advantage. Yan is a better grappler, but I don't know if we'll track him down to find it. Petr Yan is, still very fast as well. Early take on O'Malley versus Yan. I'm not a huge O'Malley fan, but I got to give this kid respect for signing a fight with a Russian killing machine. So I guess we'll talk about that fight first, and then I'll catch up with questions here in a minute. I already did a dedicated video on this. It's about 11 or 12 minutes long. I encourage you to check that out after the stream. But my early take on that fight is Sean O'Malley and Petr Yan both deserve respect for taking the fight. There's too many guys nowadays crying, I don't want to fight down the rankings. I don't want to fight someone behind me. I only want to fight in front of me. I'm sitting out for a title shot, even though, my last 2 fights were close split decisions I could have arguably lost. There's too much of that going on in MMA nowadays. And Petr Yan could have cried and said, I won that split decision against Aljamain Sterling, and I'm waiting. I want to fight for a title, and I'm not fighting anybody else. He's not doing that. He's taking a number-ranked 13 guy who has a lot of hype behind him, and he's taking a chance here. Because if he wins, people are going to say he was supposed to win. If he loses, he got beat by a guy who wasn't even ranked, in the top 10. And a lot of people are going to shit on him for that. So I respect both guys for taking the fight. It's going to answer questions about Sean O'Malley, because win or lose, we're going to know where Sean O'Malley stands. If he gets washed, okay. Maybe he doesn't belong. If he's even competitive, then he belongs in that top 5, no doubt about it. So we're going to get answers one way or another. Hopefully not another controversial ending. It's a great fight. I love that once-in-a-while fight where you just throw an unranked guy who has a lot of hype behind him into the deep end of the pool and see what happens. And, this is the, craziest case of that. I said in the video, this reminds me of Leon Edwards, Khamzat Chimaev when it was initially announced. I know it never ended up happening, but it was taking a guy with a lot of hype that hadn't really beaten anyone and throwing them in against one of the best in the world, ranked 1 or 2, I think Leon was at the time. And I respect Petr Yan for taking this. I respect Sean O'Malley for taking this. I think it's an amazing matchup. I never thought the UFC nor Sean O'Malley would actually want this fight. And I guess I was wrong. The UFC booked it. Sean O'Malley accepted it. Petr Yan accepted it. And UFC 280 is shaping up to be one of the best cards of the year as long as everything stays together. And what's crazy is it's really not that far away. October seems forever away. It's really not that far away, guys. It really isn't. I mean, we're already, July 20th, so we're basically 3 months away, almost exactly 3 months away. This is a fight that I am very much looking forward to because we're going to get to see O'Malley test it. And I know people say the Munoz fight, oh, he got tested there. But no, that's not what happened. We didn't get to see that fight play out at all. We don't know what actually would have happened had that fight continued on. And now we get to see him against arguably the best 135er in the world. I know people think I'm some Aljamain Sterling hater. I would be 100%. I'd be 99.9% confident Yan would beat Sterling in a rematch. He made mistakes. He was overconfident, and that's why he got his back taken, because he didn't think he would be controlled there. If Petr Yan came out and knew, okay, I cannot give up my back, and I get it, he shouldn't have gave up his back regardless, but I don't think he had the respect for Aljamain Sterling's ground game that he should have, and I think he kind of carelessly gave up his back at some points in that fight. You watch the rest of the fight, outside of those 2 back takes and control and some damage he did there, it was Petr Yan's fight. Aljamain Sterling has some of the worst striking in MMA, which is crazy because now he's the champion of arguably the best division. And I get how it sounds. I would 100% pick Petr Yan in a rematch against Aljamain Sterling. 100%. I think TJ Dillashaw beats Aljamain Sterling with relative ease. And now O'Malley's fighting that guy. This could arguably be a title fight right here. And I am super shocked UFC put this together. I am super shocked both guys took it. It almost seems too good to be true. Is this going to fall out? It seems too good to be true. O'Malley versus Petr Yan is the people's main event of UFC 280. I mean, this fight is just incredible, guys. O'Malley, powerful, long, variety of attack, super dynamic. Petr Yan, pound for pound, one of the best. Super has a super high fight IQ. Variety of attack as well. Great leg kicks, great hands, super defensively responsible. Stamina is amazing. Ground and pound is amazing. Grappling is amazing. Jiu-jitsu is amazing. One of the most well-rounded fighters in the entire sport. Versus Sean O'Malley, who's looked good, but has beaten up garbage cans for the most part. And now he's talked a lot of shit. He's made a lot of excuses. He's claimed a lot of victories that he didn't actually get. But now, he can shut everybody up. O'Malley can shut everyone up. If he goes out there and whoops up Petr Yan, there is nothing you can say to doubt the guy. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I'm praying there's no weird controversial ending, no eye pokes, no weird injury on anyone. I just want the fight to play out. Give us some finality to this fight. And I mean, you can't deny the winner. Because I get it, if Petr Yan wins, people are going to say, well, he beat up a not even top 10 ranked guy. He took a dangerous fight against a dangerous up-and-coming bantamweight, and he won, and he arguably was already the champion. If Petr Yan wins, he deserves the title shot. If O'Malley wins, he deserves the title shot. I love the fight. I'm happy the UFC made it. And UFC 280 is going to be thrilling, guys. It's going to be absolutely thrilling. I cannot wait for UFC 280. Guys, do you realize how great this card is? Seriously. 2 title fights, 2 compelling title fights. We have the main event, Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev for the vacant lightweight title, but it's really Charlie Olive's title. It's bullshit that he lost it. Co-main event, Aljamain Sterling versus TJ Dillashaw for the bantamweight title. Great matchup. Great matchup. Former bantamweight champion TJ Dillashaw, who never technically lost the belt, had it stripped away because he was jamming needles in his asshole. And now he returns. He gets a controversial win over Corey Sandhagen. And now he's fighting a guy who just got a controversial win over Petr Yan. It's a fun, stylistic matchup, regardless if they belong to be there, they deserve to be there or not. It's a compelling fight. They're both elite 135-pound fighters. Down the card, I don't even know what bout order that it will be in. O'Malley versus Petr Yan. I've already talked about that in depth on the video, on the stream. Amazing bantamweight fight. Down the card, Belal Muhammad versus Sean Brady. A lot of people are super hyped on Sean Brady. And now we get to see how good is Sean Brady. He's taking a very tough fight against a tough matchup in Belal Muhammad. And I really think, whoever wins that fight between Belal Muhammad and Sean Brady, they put themselves in a very good position for potential welterweight title discussion. I know it's kind of backlogged right now. You have Usman versus Leon. You have Khamzat, kind of waiting in the wings, which we're going to talk about that fight here in a little bit. But whoever wins that fight between Belal and Sean Brady is in a very good position. Okay, let's catch up on some of these questions real quick. UFC 280 is a crazy card, but if I were a matchmaker, I'd rather schedule Yuri Glover 2 on that Abu Dhabi card and move Dillashaw Aljo to the MSG card. Who knows if they're even ready? But I get what you're saying. They can add Dariush versus Dustin to 282. I doubt they add another big fight like that. I wish Khamzat versus Nate was on 280 because I don't think that deserves to be a main event, guys. I really don't. I really don't think that deserves to be a main event, but we'll get to that in a minute. I want to catch up on some of these questions. I think the reason they made the fight is to see how quick Khamzat is going to finish Nate because Nate is super difficult to get finished. Maybe. It's a winnable fight for O'Malley, but an uphill battle for sure. Striking will be close. Grappling has to go to Yan since Sean's is unknown. We're going to find out if Sean is the real deal. Yeah, I favor Petr Yan everywhere. But you never know. Sean O'Malley definitely has more power, so that would be, I guess, one way I would favor O'Malley. I saw your video just now, and I liked it. Thank you. What's up, MMA Joey? Will Khamzat get a title shot if he beats Nate Diaz? I guess we'll get into that now, man. Hold on one second. Give me 1 second. Okay. Guys, again, I did dedicated videos to all these breaking news, but I do want to talk about it on the stream anyway. I'm not complaining about the question. If Khamzat Chimaev beats Nate Diaz, yes, he will get a title shot. Not necessarily for beating Nate Diaz, but the UFC already wants to give him a title shot. He already beat a top-ranked guy in Gilbert Burns. And now Nate Diaz is just the icing on the cake. Because what the UFC is doing here is really... there's MMA media out there praising this matchmaking. They're praising Khamzat Chimaev versus Nate Diaz. And it's just not a great fight. It's not a fun matchup. It does not belong as a main event. I am disgusted that it is a main event. Okay? But Khamzat is already in line for a title shot. They're just throwing Nate Diaz in there to keep him active and a cherry on top. Because, let's be honest here, this fight is not competitive. When I look at a fight, am I excited for this fight? The two main factors are relevance in the division and is this fight going to be competitive? And for both of those reasons, it's not. Khamzat Chimaev is a nightmare matchup for Nate Diaz. Khamzat Chimaev is a massive welterweight fighter. Nate Diaz, it's a myth that he's a welterweight. He's a lightweight that's not cutting weight, and maybe he's gotten a little bit bigger since he hasn't fought lightweight in forever. He is a lightweight not cutting weight. That myth was started when he whooped Conor McGregor's ass, and they pretended like he was from a bigger weight class, and that's why he beat Conor McGregor. It is a myth. Nate Diaz decided to go up to welterweight years ago, and you know what happened to him? Rory McDonald manhandled him. so badly. He was Kurt Angle suplexing him over and over and over again. Go look up Nate Diaz, Rory McDonald if you don't believe me. Nate Diaz does not even belong at welterweight. He's only there to fight other lightweights who refuse to cut weight. And now they're putting him against a massive 170-pounder in Khamzat Chimaev, who, beat Jack Hermanson, who's a rather large middleweight, in a wrestling competition. And I'm not saying that translates to MMA. But Nate Diaz has been out-grappled time and time and time again. He was out-grappled by Benson Henderson in a title fight forever ago. He was out-grappled by RDA, forever ago. He's been out-grappled. The Achilles heel of the Diaz brothers for years has been their takedown defense. And have they shielded it a little bit with their submission game? Yes. It ain't going to happen in this one. Khamzat will ragdoll this man to the ground. He will have a massive size advantage. He will ragdoll him to the ground, and he will beat him up. And he will wreck him. And I think if he does not TKO him in the first round, he will most likely... It will most likely be a doctor stoppage at the end of the first. Khamzat's just bigger, stronger, more powerful, better wrestler. This is not going to be a fun fight for Nate Diaz fans. And this fight, it's disgusting. And I've actually thought about making another video about this because I'm so disgusted with this matchmaking. By no means does Khamzat Chimaev Nate Diaz deserve to be in a main event. It's not relevant. It's not relevant. Oh, sure, it's two guys with massive names in the sport. That's all we need to be a pay-per-view main event nowadays? That's all we need? No, absolutely not. I have no desire to see this fight at all. I don't even want to buy the pay-per-view. It's one of those things where, is it happening? Will I watch? Yes. I'll watch, but I'm not going to be happy about it. Nate Diaz is going to get smashed. He's going to get ragdolled. He's going to get brutalized. And the only reason this fight is happening is because Nate Diaz will not sign a new contract with the UFC. If Nate Diaz signed a new contract with the UFC, he'd be fighting Poirier. He'd be fighting Conor McGregor for a third time. He'd be fighting Michael Chandler. He'd be fighting Tony Ferguson. He'd be fighting somewhere along those lines. Justin Gaethje even. But instead, maybe even Jorge Masvidal in a rematch. But since he's refusing to sign a deal with the UFC is not happy about it. So the UFC is using Khamzat Chimaev as one of their henchmen to go out there and brutalize, absolutely brutalize Nate Diaz, because that's what's going to happen. I am a massive Nate Diaz fan. I've told you guys over and over again. I love Nate Diaz. I understand that his skills, he's not an elite world-class fighter. I get it. He has good enough skills to hang with some of these guys, but he's not championship caliber is what I'm saying here. And now he's going to go out there against a huge 170-pounder, and he's going to get bodied. I seen a meme that said, it was a picture of Gilbert Burns carrying out Herbert Burns from the other day when he got injured and lost his fight. And it said, Nick Diaz carrying out Nate Diaz's body after he gets smoked by Khamzat Chimaev. That's exactly what's going to happen. And I hate to say it. And if you're living in a fantasy world where you say Nate Diaz can pull it off, Nate Diaz can win this fight, people count him out all the time. I just don't see it happening, guys. I picked Nate Diaz to beat Conor McGregor on short notice in the first fight. If you're in the Discord, I even showed you a personal tweet I found that I tweeted out long before I had the YouTube channel that I was confident in Nate Diaz to beat Conor McGregor even on short notice. I even convinced one of my buddies to bet on Nate Diaz against Conor because of the odds. I don't personally bet. And I know someone's going to say, oh, well, you didn't put money. I don't care what you have to say. I'm just being honest with you guys. I understand that Nate can win fights. Khamzat is a terrible matchup for him. He's bigger. He's stronger. He's a better grappler. He may even be a better striker. And even if he's not, the threat of the takedown is going to make him a better striker. He has great jiu-jitsu. He has great ground and pound. He is going to split Nate Diaz open badly. And if he doesn't stop him in the first round, it'll probably be a doctor stoppage at the end of the first round. Apparently there's prop bets. What round will Nate Diaz start bleeding? This is a massacre. This is a joke of a fight from the biggest promotion in the world. And the fact that this is a main event of a pay-per-view is a slap in the face to fans. Because what that is that's casual fans ruining the sport. That's what that is. Because, you look at this, there's multiple reasons the UFC is doing it. But above all else, they're thinking, well, we'll sell some pay-per-views here. Khamzat Chimaev has become a name in the sport. Nate Diaz, we know he's a name in the sport, and he draws in pay-per-views. And what they're doing is they already know they're going to give Khamzat a title shot against the winner of Usman versus Edwards. They know basically there's less than 1% chance that Khamzat loses to Nate Diaz. So they say, well, we'll build his star power a little bit more for his upcoming title fight. And on top of that, we get to give Nate Diaz a beating for refusing to re-up his contract. And that's exactly what this is. That this is retaliatory matchmaking. This is vindictive matchmaking by the UFC. And any media out there saying, oh, this fight is so fascinating, and I love this matchup, and this is a great matchup, and it's Nate Diaz's final stand. They only like this fight because it's going to generate clicks. So when fights generate clicks for them, it generates revenue for them. That's the end of the story. And I get some of these guys might be just paid by ESPN or websites that they work for. But at the end of the day, the end goal is traffic, okay? Your job is to get traffic. And if you come out and you shit on a big matchup like this, that's going to garner a lot of attention. Probably the entity that you work for is not going to be happy. So, I've always told you guys, I don't care, what's going on in the world, what's going on with clicks, what's going on with my channel. I'm never going to sit here and lie to you guys. And I'm not going to pretend that Khamzat Chimaev versus Nate Diaz is a fun matchup. Am I going to watch it? Yes. Is it going to be a spectacle of a matchup? Yes. Is it going to have some fun pressers? For sure. But at the end of the day, if we're tuning into the main event of a pay-per-view for a fight that doesn't matter in terms of the relevance of the division, for a fight that is not even perceived as competitive, what are we really doing here? At the end of the day, I might as well go in there and fight Khamzat. If we're just watching non-competitive fights, why not? Why don't I go in there? I got a puncher's chance, maybe. No, this is garbage. This is a joke. And if this was a fight night, main event, I could stomach that. If this was a co-main event, I could stomach that. Co-main event of a pay-per-view, yeah, I could stomach that. But the fact that we are missing out on a potential Nate Diaz-Tony Ferguson fight, a potential Nate Diaz-Conor McGregor trilogy, a potential Khamzat Chimaev-Colby Covington fight, it is just a slap in the face to the fans. There's so much better matchups, and it's all because Nate Diaz has pissed off the UFC. That's why. And, it's super disappointing, guys. I get that it's kind of fun news. Ooh, we're getting this wild fight with two big names. Oh my God, it must be great. It's not going to be competitive. It really isn't. I'm actually depressed talking about it. So we'll move on. I'm going to try to catch up to some of these questions now for real. If you guys have not liked the stream yet, make sure to like the stream. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's see. What am I missing out on? What's going on there? Okay. If you guys have not liked the stream, like the stream. If you guys are not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel. We're trying to creep up to 4,000 subscribers. Hopefully by today, the end of today, maybe tomorrow, I'm hoping to creep up. Okay, I'm going to try to creep through some of these questions because now I'm super far behind. Okay. But thank you guys for the questions. If you have a question, throw it in the chat. I'm gonna go through questions now. Do you think the crowd in Abu Dhabi will more cheer for O'Malley or Yan more? I could see O'Malley getting booed. I would probably say Yan gets cheered more. Do you like all fights being on one card, or do you not mind it kind of like it? But I see why one could be mad that the fights are not separated unless they separate them in the following weeks. Do I like fight cards being stacked? Yes, but I hate that it does ruin the other cards sometimes. I liked the stream and I'm sub. Thank you. They stacked UFC 280, but we also has to deal with UFC 279 being bad. Yeah, I hope they announce some more quality fights for that card. Right now, there's really nothing on there. Thoughts on Hooker versus Ferguson matchup? I don't really want to see that matchup. About time they're actually giving O'Malley a real fight and nothing easy. Well, technically they did it with Pedro Munoz, so you know, we got it, but we didn't get a satisfying ending. I went on a massive rant already in the beginning of this stream, so now I got to try to catch up with all these questions, guys. I'm sorry. This is a big stream today because there's so much news going on, honestly, guys. There's so much news going on. There's so much massive fights being made, whether I love them or hate them. So let's catch up to the questions. Okay. I don't want to be the captain negative, but the Yan O'Malley fight is silly to me. O'Malley hasn't beaten anyone. Both sides he stepped in. He showed nothing. Yan destroys him. I guess there's enough of a doubt that you could think O'Malley could surprise us. I agree that he loses, but it's still very compelling because he hasn't been completely delegitimized. Yan is pound for pound top 3. Izzy, Usman, Charles. What you smoking? Okay, maybe not top 3, but top 5. Honestly, I go Volk number 1, Usman number 2. You know what? I go Yan number 3. So there you go. Bantamweight division is very exciting. I agree. Okay. I'm going to be watching these fights live in Abu Dhabi. That's awesome, man. I'm happy for you. I hope it's the best card ever and nobody falls out. I have to give respect to Gilbert Burns. He took a chance on Khamzat, and now Yan is doing the same. Yep, exactly. Is this card 280 more stacked than International Fight Week pay-per-view? I think it's debatable, but the main event is definitely more intriguing. If you guys know me, you know I've been dying to see Islam Oliveira since the beginning of the year. What other fights should be added? Chimaev Diaz card. Chandler Poirier. That's what I'm hoping for. Chandler Poirier and something else big. That card does not look good right now. Yan's manager went on the MMA Hour and said it's not official, only verbally agreed to. Well, then it'll probably happen anyway. So with all these reports, they have to know something here. What's better? Pay-per-view on paper, 275, definitely 280. I think the UFC knows O'Malley probably isn't going to beat any top guys, so by giving him Yan, people already expect O'Malley to lose, therefore his hype doesn't drop off. Okay. What's up, Lisa Johnson? What's going on? Aljo's underappreciated. Okay. Let's just say O'Malley took this fight because he was getting pressured from the fans, and if he loses, he can say Yan. If he loses, it's to Yan, and it wouldn't look as bad as losing to someone like Rob Font. That could be a case, too. Sean Brady sucks, in my opinion. I don't think he sucks. I think he still needs to improve quite a bit, especially in the striking department, but I don't think he sucks by any means. We about to see what O'Malley's got. Hopefully it happens. Can't wait. I agree. It's a great setup that O'Malley did here. Now people only want him to fight top 5 fighters because they think he's better than everyone else. Not in the top 5, which is BS. Yeah, also, it could just be a matter of fast-tracking him. It could be the UFC believes in him. It could be that he believes in himself. And he said, you know what, give me this fight. If I believed in myself, and I'm not no elite fighter, but if I'm in Sean O'Malley's shoes and I believe I'm the best and I believe I can beat anyone, which supposedly he believes, I would want the toughest fight. Give me the toughest fight. I'm going to be champion anyway. I'm going to beat them all anyway. That'd be my mindset. Whether or not it cost him, that's a big what if. Hey, Joey. Dana recently said Colby's willing to fight at 155. How do you see that playing out if Colby goes that route? I think it could be interesting. I don't know how you do it at 155, though. I don't know what kind of diminishing returns would it be. Bro, can't wait for tomorrow's Q&A with James Lynch. Yes, guys, if you didn't hear me in the beginning of the stream, I'll do a Q&A with James Lynch on his second channel, Lynch MMA, 10:45 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. What's up, Mad Tony Guns? 280 looks super good. Got to wonder how they shape up 279. That's the thing. Sean got way more than just a puncher's chance in this. Okay. Honestly, 279 should be free. That's how bad it is. UFC London is going to be better. Yeah, UFC 279 doesn't look good right now. UFC 280 is already better than 276. Won't even have to work himself up the ranks mostly. Yeah, which he would have never done. He skips the line. This fight is bollocks and unfair, Ricky Simone. It doesn't matter, man. Life isn't fair. At the end of the day, he's not fighting for the title. He's not. Nobody's getting, cheated out of a title shot, so it's not that bad. Okay, Tony, have a good one. Thank you. Check it out later. To prove O'Malley ain't, it's BS. Okay, RDA manhandled Nate Diaz too. I know. I actually mentioned that. I don't know if you were here or not for it. I'll never forget Diaz versus Roy. He got manhandled. Most likely matchup for Frankie Edgar MSG card. Probably Ricky Simone. Honestly, I could see the UFC doing that. They should have done Tony Ferguson, Nate Diaz. I agree 100%. Why aren't people mentioning that Sean actually has a chance? We know Piotr starts very slow. If he can win second round and run for his life, one round he could win. I think it's because he just hasn't fought. He's fought trash cans. He's beat nothing but trash cans. That's why they're not giving him a chance. It's going to be funny watching Nate Diaz beat Khamzat, which I know isn't likely, but Dana White would be livid. Oh, he would definitely run out of the arena. Khamzat going to carry him longer than Leach. What do you mean by that? Carry him, like lift him up and drop him down, or something else along those lines? Or you mean just kind of keep the fight, not look to stop him early? Climb the cage and body slam him off the top rope. That'd be hilarious. Man, can't believe this fight. He will walk through him. It's going to be bad. Yeah, and it's a main event of a pay-per-view. Ugh. Nate should really just tap before the fight starts. I know you guys aren't going to like to hear this from me. I feel bad that I have to say this. I would love if Nate Diaz just pulls out the day before the fight. It's not going to be a competitive fight anyway. I'm not going to cry about it. So if he just pulls out the day before, screws the UFC over, takes another fight, that's what I would do. Last time UFC fed Nate to a favorable guy, it didn't end well. Just saying. Who are we talking about there? What favorable guy? You talking about Connor? That was short notice. And I think that was a miscalculation by the UFC. UFC hates fans like us holding them accountable and seeing through their BS. Yes. They want mindless robots to fill the arena. Agreed. If I were Diaz, I wouldn't have took the fight with Khamzat. He just wants to get out of his contract. That's it. If Usman loses and gets a rematch, then they do Khamzat fight, get someone else during that time. I think if Usman loses, they'll probably still give Khamzat the title shot, honestly. And they'll just do it versus Leon Edwards, and Usman will sit out a while. What's up, Keep Out? Hope you're doing well, man. Thank you for your support. How badass would be if Diaz somehow pulls it off and still leave, because we all know UFC wants him to get wrecked into free agency. That would be hilarious. Check Discord. I will. If anybody wants to join the members Discord, the link is down in the description. It's $3 a month. It's a great way to support the channel. And I will actually post the link in the chat too, because sometimes it's kind of the link down in the description is kind of weird. But if you want to become a member of the channel and support the channel, here's the link. I'm posting it in the chat right now if you want to join. It's $3 a month. Members Discord. We're talking about MMA every single day. You can message me directly. You're a member for life once you're in the Discord. So support the channel and join. You also get loyalty badges next to your name. Dana White should lose his promoter license for making this ridiculous fight. I agree 100%. We got to stop discrediting Aljo. I don't know where the narrative is striking becoming bad. His striking's terrible. I will die on that hill. Aljamain Sterling's striking is terrible. It's some of the worst I've seen at the elite of the elite, because he's still a very good grappler. His grappling helps set up some of his striking, but his striking is awful. And I will die on that hill. If Diaz wins, get 209 tattoo in your chest hair. No. Wins, get 209 in your chest hair. Okay. Did Nate sign the contract? Sign the contract for the Khamzat fight? As far as I know, yes. It may be. It may be too big of a step for O'Malley. 66 watching, only 32 likes. We got 86 watching right now. How many people like the stream? Only 36 likes. We got almost 90 people watching. Guys, run up the likes on the stream. Share the stream. We haven't got over 100 people in here in a while. So let's see if we can get 100 people in here. Share the stream. Like the stream. The more likes, the more YouTube recommends the stream to other people. So if you're enjoying the stream, make sure to run up the likes on the stream. And hopefully we can get 100 people in here. And guys, if you have questions, throw them in the chat. I would greatly appreciate it. The channel's growing good. So, Joey, you're lying to yourself, audience, that Yan 99 Cent would beat Sterling in a trilogy. That's 100%. That's my opinion, so how could I lie? That's my opinion, so how could I lie? So I don't know exactly what you're getting at there. It's my opinion. So sorry. If you disagree with it, that's fine. This is a channel for everyone to have discussion. But otherwise, oh well. At least O'Malley Yan is relevant. Also, it's not a main event like Khamzat Nate. I agree. It could be a mismatch, but at the same time, it could be a competitive fight. We don't know. We know what Nate and Khamzat's going to look like. Who does Munoz get now? Maybe I don't want to see Frank Yeager rematch. Let's take a look. Maybe he could fight Ricky Simone as well. That'd be a decent fight for Ricky Simone. Who does Pedro Munoz get now? It's probably going to be Ricky Simone or Umar Nurmagomedov would be my guess. I'll say Umar Nurmagomedov is next for Pedro Munoz. Who wins, Munoz or Font? Probably Font. Jones, Holloway, and Charles all deserve to be in front Yan and pound for pound just off principle of what they accomplished. Yeah, but that's not how you're talking greatest of all time discussion. I'm talking about skill for skill, shrinking up and shrinking down, sizing up and shrinking down. Who do I think skill for skill is the best? It's Yan is top 3 for me. Do we see a flash KO in this fight? Which fight are we talking about? But maybe. Finally able to join a live stream live. Appreciate you, Matt, and thank you for being a member, my friend. I hope you've been enjoying the Discord. The Discord's growing like crazy. I mean, I can't even keep up with all the messages in there anymore. Does Khamzat have good cardio to last 5 rounds? It's hard to say. I think he will. I know he was tired in the Gilbert Burns fight, but that was a massive, massive output in that fight. So I think he could be a little bit more conservative for 5 rounds. Charles Oliveira and Colby Covington would be interesting at 55. Yes, it would. I'd definitely pick Charles Oliveira in that fight. How would Nate Diaz leave the octagon as soon as the bell rings? Jump over the cage? I mean, did you see Khamzat Chimaev before his Gilbert Burns fight? Him sitting on the top of the cage? It's not hard. Tell me your main card you would like to see on UFC 279. I can't because the main event is already garbage. I wanted John Jones versus Stipe Miocic as the main event. Then it could have been Khamzat Nate Diaz as the co-main. And then maybe Poirier Chandler as the featured fight. Something along those lines. I agree. Will Khamzat keep it on the feet or take him down ASAP? I think he'll mix both in. If Sean wins, is he next for the title? Yes. If he wins, he will fight for the title next. Would Izzy versus Wonderboy be entertaining? Absolutely not. Sean's going to lose that fight. Shocked he's taking it. His ankle will get hurt or something. Yeah, probably. Nate should have signed the contract. Yeah, but easier said than done. He wants out. I respect it. Yeah, man, Khamzat picks him up longer than Leach, but I could see him making the fight go longer, like you said, carrying the fight. Yeah, I could see that too. Making it not want to end so quickly. I could see Khamzat kind of toying with him a little bit. Lots of people lurking. Yeah, if you guys are lurking in the stream, let me know. I want to know who's watching, so let me know in the chat. Currently watching tape on Jordan Levitt. The guy is pretty good, not bad at all. Yeah, it's a decent step up for Patty. How does Yan beat Sean? Joey only wished it was 5 rounds so we could see Yan outclassing him and possibly finishing him. I think he can outstrike him. I think he can outgrapple him. I think he can finish him on the ground. I think he can injure his legs with leg kicks. I think he can beat him a litany of ways. I think he can beat him by decision. I think he can TKO him or KO him. And I think he can also submit him. And I think also just outgrappling him in general is a real possibility. What is Diaz worth in free agency in your eyes? I don't know, but it's probably in the millions would be my guess. Even if he loses to Khamzat. He just has this relevancy that doesn't matter if he loses or wins. Do you think Patty beats Levitt? Probably. I want to do a prediction tonight. There's been so much news, I've been too busy to do the prediction video. Do you think Jordan Levitt has a chance against Patty? Yes, I do. If Jake Paul wins his next fight, Nate is worth a lot more in free agency. Probably. The same people against Nate versus Khamzat are the same people happy that Nunes Pena is headlining a pay-per-view. I don't know that's necessarily true, but okay. Anybody in a 3-rounder with Yan has a way bigger chance. I don't know about that. I get it that Petr Yan starts slow, but he's so good and so technical. I thought he won the first round against Aljamain Sterling. Who has a better chance, Nate versus Khamzat or Conor versus Khamzat? Jeez, I think they both get smashed. I don't think either one has a good chance. Joey posted him. It is what it is. I mean, it's talking about the same thing, so it's bound to happen. I don't care. Can Islam drop Charles? It's possible, but I doubt it. What's next for Michael Johnson? I don't know. I thought he won the fight. I thought he won the fight against, no, I can't think of the guy's name. Guy who wore his pants backwards. What's next for him? I don't know. I mean, it's definitely not a top 15 fight. I wouldn't mind him seeing him run it back. Rafael Stotts beat Petr Yan as well. The guy's a star. Oh my God, Joey, so many fire matchups coming up. Got me hyped. Most anticipated fight. Ugh. Would you rather see a heavyweight or super heavyweight division? Would you like to see a heavyweight or super heavyweight division? For instance, 205 light heavyweight, 235 heavyweight, 240. You're not gonna have. You don't have enough guys for heavyweight now. You're not gonna have enough guys for super heavyweight. So no. Izzy looks super worried now. I don't know exactly what you're saying, but okay. Simon versus Frankie makes sense. Next could go similar to Uriah versus Simon. Yeah, for sure. I think it makes a lot of sense. If Khamzat wins, would he be next in line for the title? If so, Edwards and Khamzat would have gone through Diaz to fight Usman. Yeah, actually, the last 4 guys to beat Diaz has gotten a title shot. RDA got a title shot. Jorge Masvidal got 2 title shots. Leon Edwards got a title shot. And now Khamzat will be getting a title shot. It's actually crazy. Diaz has better cardio than Khamzat. Okay. Do you think Leon Edwards has a legitimate chance of beating Usman? Yes. I love the Discord. It's overwhelming whenever I open it after a few hours away. I know it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm getting most of my news from there now, because even, if I don't see something, I immediately get it in the Discord in the breaking news tab. So, and one of us, we got about 40, 45 people in there now. Somebody's posting the breaking news in there, they'll see it right away. Was about to take a nap, but didn't want to miss the stream. Appreciate you, Mario. Appreciate you. Johnson called out Hooker for a fight in Abu Dhabi. Thoughts on that fight? I think that makes a lot of sense. We could book Dan Hooker versus Michael Johnson. I think that would make a lot of sense. And it could get Dan Hooker back on the winning track. Sizing up and shrinking down. Volk better, pound for pound. Jones doing it. Aldo done it. Yan hasn't done any of that. He's still great, but not the legacy. That's the GOAT conversation in my book. That's not pound for pound. But, it's one of those things. Give me your scorecard for Leon Usman. I don't know who I'm even picking yet. So I can't really give you a scorecard. Now we possibly won't see John at heavyweight till December. If it's against Ngannou, I would prefer to see the Ngannou fight versus John Jones first. O'Malley is too frail for Yan. That is very true. That's one thing O'Malley's got going next against him. He's very frail, especially those legs. Those legs are brittle, guys. Nate Diaz by triangle choke will flipping Khamzat mid choke. Could you imagine if Nate Diaz gets a triangle choke on a Khamzat Chimaev and he's just giving him the double middle finger while he's tapping him out? I would faint. I would genuinely faint. I mean, that's so unrealistic, but it'd be hilarious. I seen a meme where it had the 2 buttons and a guy sweating about what button to push, and it was hoping Nate Diaz pisses the UFC off with the upset against Khamzat, and it was wanting to see Khamzat smash. And it's one of those things. I like Nate Diaz, and I like Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat is one of my favorite fighters to watch right now. So it kind of sucks that we had to see these 2 pair up, especially when it's not really relevant. What would be the bigger upset, Pena or O'Malley? Definitely Pena. Will Nick Diaz fight in the UFC again? I hope not. I hope not, my friend. Yan is not pound for pound for it. Well, it's up to your discretion. So we can debate that all day, but it's up to everyone's discretion. It's a personal opinion, whether you agree with it or not. Since we just throwing out interim titles, should have made Petr Yan versus Sean. Could you imagine having the interim bantamweight title fight and the bantamweight title fight on the same card? That'd be hilarious. Diaz says he was retiring. This was his last fight. He's not retiring. Pound for pound, I don't even care to debate it anymore. It's so subjective. Who do you think they will also add to the UFC 280 main card? I mean, I don't know. It's already stacked enough, so probably nothing crazy. I mean, that card is already stacked like crazy. Do you think Bilal Brady is a boring fight? I think it's a very underrated fight. I think it could be boring, but I think it's still super relevant to the division. Both guys are elite fighters. So I'm really looking forward to that fight. And stylistically, it's a fun matchup because both guys are very good grapplers. And I'm curious if the grappling cancels each other out, how does that fight go? Levitt is actually a smart fighter. It's not reckless like Patty's last 2 opponents. I could see it going to decision. I could see it going to decision as well. Who would love to see Chandler versus Khamzat? Who would you pick in that fight? I would pick Khamzat for sure. Too big, too strong, too powerful, durable chin. I think he puts Chandler out. What's next for Jim Miller? He's on a 3-fight win streak. I don't know. I don't want to see him fed to an up-and-coming guy because Jim Miller's never going to be a top 15 ranked guy. So, again, at least I think at one point he was. But who could he fight? He could fight Michael Johnson. That would make a lot of sense. But I guess Michael Johnson's coming off a loss, even though it should be a win. Let me pull something up real quick, and I'll give you a name. I think I already answered this question not that long ago. But I'll give you a name right now. I could see him against Brad Riddell, but again, on a losing streak. Drew Dober would be interesting. Mark Madsen would be interesting. Drakkar Klose would be interesting. Something along those lines. Chandler versus Khamzat if he beats Nate. No. Khamzat's fighting for the title. Chandler Khamzat, I favor Khamzat. Yeah. What's next for Lewis if he wins his next fight? Volkov rematch? I don't know. I doubt they give him a title shot or anything like that. Who should he fight if he beats Pavlovich? I guess Volkov. Who's Volkov fighting, though? Doesn't Volkov have a fight? So Volkov would have to win his next fight. If not, he could fight the loser of Cyril. Nah, I don't think that would make sense. He could fight the loser of Curtis Blaydes, Tom Aspinall. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I think that'd be a fun fight. Do you actually think Khamzat can beat Usman? Usman has never been taken down his powers. Yes, I think Khamzat beats Usman. I'm picking Khamzat against Usman most likely. I think his striking is better, and I think his grappling is good enough to keep it on the feet. So I think, therefore, Khamzat Chimaev will light Usman up on the feet, and I'm picking Khamzat to defeat him. What fight is more interesting for you, Tony versus Nate or Conor versus Nate 3? Tony versus Nate, but both of them are very compelling fights. I would love to see both those fights. Is it bad bet to bet on Costa because Rockhold's chin is horrible? No, it's not. I'm probably picking Costa just because of the chin. With all these fights happening, what matchup do you predict for Henry Cejudo comeback fight? I thought it would be Petr Yan. But now what's his comeback fight? Nobody's there for him. And that's also because the UFC's pissed at him. The UFC is pissed because Henry Cejudo retired as a negotiating tactic. So they're not happy. They're not happy with what he did. And now they're probably going to give him, I don't know what. He's probably going to have to wait a while. There's not really a lot of interesting matchups for him right now. Everyone's booked up. You look at the bantamweight division. Aljamain Sterling is fighting TJ Dillashaw. Petr Yan is fighting Sean O'Malley. Jose Aldo is fighting Merab Dvalishvili. Corey Sandhagen's fighting Song Yadong. Marlon Vera is fighting Dominic Cruz. The only one available right now is Rob Font and Pedro Munoz. So I think Henry Cejudo is going to sit out for a bit. And I think, if anything, the UFC is going to give him a shit fight. A not super relevant fight. He'll probably win. But at the same time, I don't think the UFC cares what Henry Cejudo wants. Because they're not happy with what he did. He retired as a negotiating tactic. The UFC does not take kindly to that. And they're going to take it out on him. That's why they're not giving him a big fight. That's not why he's not... TJ Dillashaw injected EPO into his asshole. And he's coming back to one fight and then a title fight. A big fight, main event, then a title fight. Henry Cejudo, they might give him Ricky Simone when he comes back, for all we know. And pray he loses. And make him fight 3 or 4 times before they give him a title shot. Because they do not like what he did. They do not like the way he went about it. Aljo versus TJ should have been a main event and Khamzat Diaz co-main, but they'd be paying Nate a lot of money. Yeah, I don't know what the answer is, but they're not on the same card anymore. So, realistically, what would happen if Nate somehow submits Khamzat and leaves the UFC? Yes, that would increase his value. The UFC would be pissed. There's a rumor that Strickland versus Brunson is in the work. Who do you think wins? I'd probably pick Brunson, but I don't know. I'd probably pick Strickland, actually. Brunson's takedowns are very sloppy. Strickland, could probably just stuff the takedowns and beat him up on the feet would be my guess. If Stotts beats Magomedov twice, wins the Bellator tournament, he'll be the best bantamweight in the world due to Magomedov being... No, I disagree. Early Tuivasa versus Gane prediction. Tai Tuivasa versus Cyril Gane. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry to the people who love Tai Tuivasa. Cyril Gane is going to outwork him and beat him up by decision. It's an easy win for Cyril Gane. It's a fight that is kind of disappointing. I would have rather seen Tom Aspinall versus Tai Tuivasa and maybe Curtis Blaydes versus Cyril Gane. But I don't know. Yeah, it's not going to be good. What age will these people retire? Tony 39, Wonderboy 39, Stipe 40, Usman 35, Jorge 37, Volk 33. Jeez, Tyler, man, you always asking the toughest questions. I'll say Tony retires at 42, Wonderboy retires at 41, Stipe retires at, I'll say 41. He retires very soon. Usman retires at 38, Jorge Masvidal retires at 44, and Volk retires at 39. That's my best guess there. Wow, bro. Okay, subjective. Yep. Could Alex Pereira beat Khamzat? Probably, but that's a tough matchup for him because his grappling is probably not that good. I mean, we've seen him get taken down, but the size and the striking and the power would be trouble for Khamzat as well. Bilal low-key, kind of funny on Twitter. Why he gets so much hate must be the shades. I have no idea. Rebook Jim Miller, Bobby Green. I like that. Winner fights Tony Ferguson. I like that idea. I don't understand the UFC matchmaking. Aldo versus Cruz, Merab versus Yan, and O'Malley versus Vera 2 are all right there. 1 and 13 rankings fighting is crazy. I guess that's what the people want to see. I don't know. I don't hate the matchups. Bilal, cool. He gets hate because his style is boring. Probably. Who wins, Paulo Costa or Josh Parisian? Probably Paulo Costa. What does the winner of Bilal Brady get if Khamzat gets the title shot? A big fight, probably a number 1 contender fight. Probably fight the loser of Usman Leon, something like that. Who's a better twerker, Levitt or Valley Laredo? Personally, I think Levitt. I don't know. Did Sandhagen beat top 10 featherweights? Probably not. Too small. Honestly, Cejudo can fight the loser of Yan O'Malley. That could happen, but who knows? I mean, that's still 3 months away. What's next for RDA? I don't know. I mean, he just got a tough loss to Fiziev. He could fight Sarukian. I mean, RDA's screwed because he always takes the toughest fights, and there's a lot of tough matchups out there for him. So I'm not a huge Cejudo hater, but it's kind of funny how no one to fight for a comeback right away will have to wait until next year. Exactly. It is funny. It's because he did it. The UFC has been vindictive because of it. The 2 potential people Cejudo could have fought just got booked against each other. Agree. Who wins, Dustin Jacoby or Chris Dawkins? I would say Dustin Jacoby. I think he's the better striker, more powerful as well. Even if it wasn't official in the stats, which is BS, that takedown for Colby got both knees, hands on the ground, even Usman. Okay. I don't think it matters. I think it's irrelevant. I don't know why we're even talking about it. If Jordan KOs Patty and twerks over him, is the hype over for sure. Honestly, Joey, you just read my mind, but Holloway doesn't have a fight, and I think Cejudo and Holloway would be amazing. I don't know what I read your mind, but okay. I mean, TJ paid his dues and not the only guy to pop for PEDs. The hate is misplaced. Yeah, but I think it's the only guy who's injecting EPO into his ass cheeks. I keep saying asshole, but he injected into his ass cheeks. He probably ended the career of Henan Barrell. He probably ended the career of Cody Garbrandt. And it's just sad. Will the UFC have matching right over Nate even after the Khamzat fight? Yes, they will. They will have the right to negotiate with him for 3 months. He cannot talk to any other promoter for 3 months, most likely, sometimes longer. After that, they have the rights to match. So if he signs a deal with Bellator, if he signs a deal with Jake Paul, if he signs a deal with PFL, after that, he will then have to bring that deal that he signs back to the UFC. He will have to show them that deal, and they could say, we'll give you the same deal. And then he has to come back to the UFC, which I could totally see happening. Mark my words. And Nate Diaz is going to be pissed. They will match that deal. Can RDA beat some ranked welterweights? Probably, but I mean, RDA's he's getting up there in age. Now he's been KO'd by Fiziev. I feel bad for RDA. He's an absolute savage. He takes all the toughest fights. So, I don't know. It is what it is. RDA will always have my respect. But is he going to be a champion again? Probably not. So, guys, if you have not already liked the stream, run up the likes on the stream. We got 100 people in here. We only got 46 likes. So, like the stream, share the stream, tweet it out. Go follow me on Twitter and Instagram at MMAJoeyC. And also, don't forget to double check and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe to the channel right this second. We're on the path to 4,000 subscribers, so I would greatly appreciate it. If Jordan KO's, okay, I already read that. Maybe off topic, but Paddy the Baddy looks like to be in the best shape of his life. I thought that too. I saw him. He looked in very good shape. Islam versus Oliveira thoughts. Okay. Islam versus Oliveira thoughts. Man, this is a fight. Islam versus Oliveira is a fight that I am so excited for. It's for the vacant lightweight title, but it's really a title defense for Charles Oliveira. The matchup, I mean, as far as what fights am I looking forward to the most in the UFC, that's probably number one on the list. Skill for skill, it's super intriguing. Will Islam take him down and control him on the ground and be able to avoid the submission? Will he try to strike with Oliveira? If he does, what happens there? Can Oliveira submit him? Which, I mean, we might already think we know the answer to that, but you never know until they get in there. That fight is my most anticipated fight of the year that is scheduled right now. I cannot wait for Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev. And if Oliveira wins this fight, he could arguably take the GOAT spot at lightweight from Khabib Nurmagomedov. And I don't care. You guys can say he lost here, he lost there. I don't care. That's literally like saying Michael Jordan lost a game in one-on-one when he was 12 years old, okay? It's irrelevant what happened before. What's relevant is sustained dominance and quality of opponents. And if he goes out there and starches Islam Makhachev, submits Islam Makhachev, whatever you want to say, beats Islam Makhachev, and now he's beaten Michael Chandler for the belt, then defended against Dustin Poirier, finished him faster than Khabib did, then finishes Justin Gaethje faster than Khabib did, then starches Islam Makhachev. I mean, come on, guys. Come on. And he's been fighting quality opponents for his entire career. I don't see how you cannot claim for him to be the lightweight GOAT. And I will ride that train and I will die on that hill. Stop pretending. And I love Khabib Nurmagomedov. I have Khabib Nurmagomedov's autograph. I bought it for like $200 online a couple years ago. I have a Khabib Nurmagomedov Funko Pop right here, sitting on top of that stuff. I can't angle it the right way because of the way the camera is. But you get the point. I'm not a Khabib hater, okay? Khabib got his title, defended it a couple times, and then he dipped. If Charles Oliveira defeats Islam and then maybe one more title defense, it is an open and shut case that Oliveira is the greatest UFC lightweight of all time, just based on title defenses alone. And the guy's been in the UFC since he was like 20. Cut the man some slack. I don't care if he lost those fights. I don't care if he lost 17 in a row when he was 17 years old. Come on now. The guy is an elite level fighter. He's vastly improved. He is a totally different fighter from who he was years ago. So shut up with that argument that Khabib beat up these guys and went 29-0. It's irrelevant. If I went out and fought, every toddler on the playground, I would be 29-0 too, okay? And I'm not saying that's what Khabib did. I think there's some people who try to delegitimize Khabib's record. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying people are so hyper-focused on the 29-0. He only fought good competition in the UFC. That's it. He didn't fight good competition outside the UFC. So, it is what it is. When he got the title, he defended it a couple times and then he dipped. So, it is what it is. If Oliveira wins against Islam, I think he's the GOAT lightweight. Bare minimum, he's tied with Khabib. And anything after that, people are going to say, well, he didn't defend the title more than once. Because technically he only defended the title against Dustin Poirier. And that's unfortunate. Even if he beats Islam, he will have technically had 3 title defenses, and the official stats will say only 1 title defense. Anybody regurgitating that talking point is a fucking idiot, okay? Flat out idiot. I don't care what you have to say. I don't care. Because if he beats those opponents, he beat Justin Gaethje in the first round, that was a title defense. He beat Dustin Poirier, that was a title defense. And if he beats Islam Makhachev to reclaim the title, that was a title defense. Now, if Islam beats him, all bets are off, and the division just got really, really interesting. Will it be competitive enough that Charles Oliveira gets a rematch? I don't know. You got Rafael Fiziev climbing up the ranks. You got Michael Chandler claiming he wants a title shot. You got so many legit guys at lightweight. I mean, you got Damir Ismagulov at number 15. You got Jalen Turner at number 14. You got Arman Sarukian at number 10. Mateus Gamrot at number 9. Rafael Fiziev at number 7. The division is flourishing. The division has a lot of talent. I can't wait to see what the future of the division. It's a matter of time before that title starts jumping around, just because of the depth of the division. But I think Oliveira probably submits Islam. I think he's got the better striking. I think Islam's shots are kind of telegraphed. I think they're a little bit sloppy at times. And I think that Oliveira will most likely probably catch Islam, a little bit off guard, probably guillotine him. Maybe Islam doesn't tap. Maybe Islam goes to sleep. I don't know. But I'm super interested in that fight, my friend. And I cannot wait for it. I have a whole dedicated video on it. I encourage you to check it out after the stream. Who wins, Bobby Green or Michael Johnson? I'll take Bobby Green, but both guys are super inconsistent. If Nate steps out, does Gilbert take his spot? Probably. UFC 280 is stacked, undoubtedly stacked from top to bottom. I cannot wait for UFC 280. Where does Valentina Santos 2 fit into these cards if the fight gets booked? Which event would you like it at? I guess 279 because it needs something. It needs something else. It really does. I mean, it's looking awfully bland. Let's actually pull it up. Let's pull it up right this very second. What is it looking like? UFC 279, Tapology. It's looking ugly right now. It's looking ugly. It's looking very, very... Ooh. It's looking so ugly. UFC 279 is ugly as hell. Jeez Louise. We got Khamzat Chimaev versus Nate Diaz. I've already gave you my thoughts on that. Does not deserve to be a main event. If you think otherwise, shame on you. You're eating up the narrative from the MMA media and Dana White. Outside of that, there's nothing on the card. I mean, Norma Dumont versus Danielle Wolf. Who's watching that garbage? I mean, the biggest fight on the card is Shamil Abdurakhimov. I don't even know. No, I think it's Abdurakhimov versus Jalton Almeida. That's the second biggest fight on the card right now. They have to add more quality fights to this card. They have to add more quality fights to this card. It just looks awful. I mean, what is showing on Tapology right now is the disgrace. And it's not that far away, guys. It's only September 10th. So, what is that? A month and a half away, roughly? We need to get these fights announced ASAP because fighters need typically 2 months of a training camp. What weight class does Cejudo come back to? I say 135. I feel like RDA Conor needs to happen at some point after the fans got robbed of the fight back in 2016. I don't think Conor wants that fight. Low reward, low risk as well. No, high risk, low reward is what I meant to say. Top 5 lightweights: Islam, Charles, Gaethje, Fiziev, Mateus. Henry Cejudo is my least favorite fighter. He does everything for clout. Yeah, I agree. Is O'Malley winning over Yan good for the UFC? Does that make Sean the next Conor? No, it does not make him the next Conor, but yes, it would be good for the UFC. They would have a star at bantamweight. Izzy versus Yuri, an intriguing fight? Or no. Yes, it's a very intriguing fight. Jordan has 0 power. I don't think any universe which he KOs Patty. Submission is definitely possible, though. Yeah, I don't see him finishing him. I don't think he has very many finishes. Was the UFC expecting Izzy to easily beat Yan? Yes, I believe. Could Tony beat Islam? Absolutely not. He would get ragdolled to the ground and beat up. Santos versus Murphy is the fight to make. RDA is one of the most underrated fighters in the roster. I agree. Manon Fiorot is going to fight Valentina next, assuming she beats Caitlin Chukagian. That could be true as well. Could Tony beat Islam? Bra? Yeah. What's your favorite prospect from the lightweight division? Probably Jalen Turner, honestly. I don't know if you still want to consider him a prospect, considering, now he's in the top 15, but probably Jalen Turner. If not, probably Guram Kutaladze. What's next for Gregory Rodriguez? I think he already has it. That's his name. He's a middleweight. He already has a fight, but I can't remember who's it against. Gregory Rodriguez. Yeah, I think he has a fight already. He is fighting Chidi Njokuani. So that's coming up September 17th. September 17th, you're getting that fight. Nate is a bigger underdog against Khamzat than Pena was against Nunes. Thoughts? Makes sense to me. The fight is not competitive. I repeat, the fight is not competitive. Let's do a poll real quick, guys. Hold on. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything in the chat on the YouTube side of things. Sometimes it flags stuff. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, guys, fill the chat with questions. Is Nate Diaz versus Khamzat Chimaev competitive? Let's take a look. Okay. Is Nate Diaz versus Khamzat Chimaev competitive? Go vote in the poll. Go vote in the poll. Who did best versus Khabib out of these choices? Conor, Dustin, Justin, Ali Quinta? Hold on a second. Who did best out of those? None of them did good. I guess Ali Quinta. I honestly think Khabib was just getting in rounds, honestly, though. Is Charles going to get pay-per-view money against Islam? Supposedly, yes. Just got off work and saw you were live. Had to tune in. Thanks, Joey, for the great conversations after a long, hard day. It's much appreciated. I appreciate you, Mike P. I appreciate you coming to the stream. I appreciate your kind words. Thank you so much for your support. Possibly. I might stream Bellator 280. I don't know for sure, though. I might not. Oliveira needs at least 10 more wins to make a 20-fight win streak. I don't care. Hot take, Charles Jourdain is a title challenger inside 2 years. I doubt it. Very doubtful. Will the UFC ever try and sign featherweight women's fighter? No, probably not. They'll just close down the division soon enough. I don't think they've never made it a priority. Why would they do it now? To avenge Islam if he lost, who wins, Khabib or Oliveira? I'd probably take Khabib. What if Volkanovski beats Charles? Is Volk better than Khabib? I don't know, man. That's a tough one. Yes, if Oliveira beats Islam, he's the lightweight GOAT for sure, but that's a big if. That is a very big if. What are your thoughts on Conor Stephen A. Smith interview where Conor said, I only count knockouts, then went for a submission when done? It's just, it's delusional. It's delusional. It's a non-statement. Who could Demir beat in lightweight top 10? Probably a lot of guys, honestly. The division is just so tough. So I don't know. I can't go through each one. I'm trying to catch up. Is all the haters that keep bringing that up, unfortunately. Okay. Who wins, Charles Oliveira or Jorge Masvidal? Probably Jorge Masvidal. Probably too big for him. Probably beats him up on the feet and probably able to stuff the takedowns. How do you see Munoz versus Umar going? Probably very competitive, but I would say Umar probably wins the decision. Who did you predict in Tony versus Chandler in early predictions? Tony. I was confident in Tony to win that fight. Thank you. How would Cejudo versus Holloway end? Probably Holloway stopping him in the later rounds, but I could see Cejudo out wrestling him maybe. Yan versus John Jones, no weight class involved. Who would you take? If Yan was naturally the same size as Jones, I would take Yan. How would Khabib versus Michael Chandler have gone? That would be a very compelling matchup because Michael Chandler is a very good wrestler. I think Khabib still beats him. Chandler probably gasses out, gets taken down, brutalized on the ground. Who's the best unranked lightweight? Guram, Joel Alvarez, or Gillespie? Guram. Khabib wasn't even that good before. He had to improve a lot around the RDA fight. Okay. How do you see Guram Islam going? Gamrot Islam going? I don't know. That'd be a very interesting fight because both guys are very good grapplers. Something like that. What's up, Bernie Mac? Valentina and Volk are fight very similar. Do you agree? No, I do not agree. Khabib fought in 2-round fights, which were easily set. Yeah, I don't care about those fights anyway. If Nate signs a one-fight deal for $100 million versus Jake Paul with UFC match, that's never going to happen. They're not paying him that much. They're not even making that much off the pay-per-views. They need Dustin versus Chandler for 279 co-main. I hope so. I hope you're right. Tough fight for O'Malley. Yan is skilled. Is Dariush fighting the winner of Islam Oliveira? No. Dariush is going to have to fight someone else, and then maybe. You think Khabib would come back if Islam gets tapped? I don't think Khabib is ever coming back, but I would love to see it. Habib versus Oliveira has been a dream matchup of mine before he even retired, before Habib even retired. BJ Penn was on a 7-fight lose streak. That's people saying he's a GOAT, so I don't know. BJ Penn was on a 7-fight lose streak, but that didn't stop people from saying he's a GOAT, so I see what you're saying, Joe. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. First, I didn't understand what you were saying. With Nate Diaz, anything can happen. Doubt him as an underdog. I picked him versus Conor in the first fight. So that argument doesn't work on me. You would be surprised how many fans are saying Nate's going to win. It's nuts. It's delusion. It's fandom delusion. Who would be a good matchup for Beneil Dariush? I would like to see Mateus Gamrot. Is the GOAT, but I think they're just old head casuals. Yeah. Diaz can always... I doubt it. I think UFC is trying to give Khamzat a 5-round fight experience before the title shot. That's why it's a main event. Well, they could have made it a 5-round non-title, non-main event. They've done it many a time for the Diaz brothers in particular. Diaz Leon Edwards was a 5-rounder. Diaz Lawler was a 5-rounder. So all these fights announced, but still no co-main event for UFC 278. Yeah, I have no idea what they're doing with 278. I guess it is what it is now. If Jorge versus Khamzat happens at some point, who do you have winning that I think Masvidal will stand up better than Khamzat, but better grappling? Khamzat would out-grapple him. Damn, you're really high on Petr Yan. May I ask why? I mean, look at his fights, bro. He's one of the most elite fighters we've ever had in the UFC, and he's well-rounded everywhere. How far am I behind is the real question, because I don't remember even the last time I was talking about Yan. So, guys, sorry, I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying to catch up to the chat. I think I'm getting close, though, it looks like. Looks like I'm getting close, maybe. Yeah, I'm actually getting close on catching up. So, guys, fill the chat with questions. We're an hour and 15 minutes in. We'll see how long we go. UFC 280 is stacked. I agree. It would be huge. Khabib is not coming back. Charles will have 1-2 guillotine max. You will burn out your arms. Oliveira needs to do it on the feet, which he may very well do it. So, Yan is an MMA savant, extremely well-rounded. Exactly. Thank you. I agree. Let's see what the poll is right now about the... Yeah, 71% says that Nate Diaz versus Khamzat Chimaev isn't even competitive. You know what I think? I think that it's not competitive at all, okay? I don't want to see it. Don't care for it as a main event. It's a garbage fight. UFC is selling us. So, I'm going to end that poll. I'm going to do another poll. Who wins? Who wins? Petr Yan, Sugar Sean O'Malley. There we go. Vote in the poll, guys. Vote in the poll. I want to know who you think is going to win. Petr Yan versus Sean O'Malley. Let me know. I would love to know who you guys are picking. If it's even possible for Chase Hooper to grab a belt, no. 279 would be perfect with Jones, Miocic headlining, and Khamzat Diaz co-main. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad. Unlikely Nate would win this one. Diaz isn't a quitter. It will either go all 5 rounds or... Yeah, I guess you would have said that about Nick Diaz too, but we found out that was wrong. Diaz Lawler being in 5 rounders is insane, and considering Nick looked like he couldn't even go 1. I thought his stamina looked all right, though. Charles Def could submit Islam, but I got Islam. What the hell is an old head casual? A person who used to watch the sport back in the day but didn't pay super close attention to it was what I assumed. What's next for Gaethje? I'd like to see the Rafael Fiziev fight. That's the fight that I'm wanting to see. You would think the UFC would put Khamzat at the Abu Dhabi. Imagine if that was on the Abu Dhabi card too. That would be incredible. My prediction is for Nate to pull out of the fight at the very last moment, then the UFC forcing poor Colby. Colby wouldn't step in. Colby doesn't want nothing to do with Khamzat. How would our man versus Dariush play? I don't know. I lean Dariush outstriking him. Because our man, I don't think he's going to be able to take him down, but our man could outstrike him too. It would be a very competitive fight. I'd lean Dariush. Oliveira striking is much better than previous fights. I agree. Khamzat versus Diaz is average boxing matchmaking. Sad state of the sport. Yeah. Can I get your super quick predictions for UFC 280? I got Oliveira, Aljo, Brady. Surprisingly, I think O'Malley can get it done. I got Oliveira by submission. TJ Dillashaw, I don't know, probably by decision. I think he outclasses him. I lean Bilal Muhammad by decision, and I think Petr Yan by TKO probably. But I might change my mind when I research them. I think the UFC is seeing the numbers for Khamzat and Nate is already a draw. Why else would it be? I know why it's a main event. It's going to draw money. So, I hate Malley, so Petr Yan. Versus Petr Yan, I don't hate it. I might have already asked this, but who has a better chance of winning their matchup, O'Malley or Nate? Definitely O'Malley. The fact that 28% of people here, 13 of Tapology, picked Diaz to beat Chimaev instead of 1% really says a lot about the Diaz fan base. Yeah, it's very true. Very true. I think Yan beats Yuri. Yuri is too hittable. And the legendary Polish power. The legendary Polish power. Felt that on that poll. I don't know what we're saying there. Let's see who people are picking. Guys, go vote in the poll. Go vote in the poll. Do you think Rose will ever get the belt back? I'll say no. Even people in this chat are picking Nate. Nate's going to get hurt. If Charles beats Islam, especially early in the fight, And Charles calls out Khabib out to his face right after, where I think Khabib comes back for one fight. I hope you're right, but I don't think it happens. Is a phrase I probably just made up. A casual, like an old one that overrates legend. I couldn't think of any other phrases. That's what I understood what you meant. But thanks for explaining it. Please elaborate on Hooper. I've followed him for a while. I think if he gets bigger and continues to improve. Dude, I just have a hard time. The athleticism really isn't there. He's super young, so he could improve vastly. I just don't see it, man. I just don't see elite level skills coming from him. Looked good in his last fight, but again, against the top of the division. And what weight class is he in? Is that lightweight, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not even looking it up. I might be wrong on that. I just don't see it happening. Dude, Colby would never fight Khamzat, neither will Jorge. Yeah, they'll avoid him like the plague, 100%. Are you going to be watching, doing predictions for Dana White Contender Series? I got some of the best prospects in the world. Starts next Tuesday. I might do live stream watch-alongs for it. I don't know, though, yet. It takes a lot of time to do all this on the channel, so I'm trying to, I did stream the last Dana White's Contender Series season. I just don't know if I can do it again, honestly, but maybe. Someone should have Colby to try stop talking to suit. Someone should have Colby to stop trying to sue Jorge. Otherwise, we'd be talking about Chimaev Covington. I don't think he wants that fight, my friend. Bilal is the most underrated fighter. Brady has some cardio problems, while Bilal has looked so damn good. Could very well be true. Charles subs Jorge. The second half of the year is going to be insane. I agree. Trust me, you never know. Okay, I'm not even discussing that. I really thought Rockage was going to be next champ really soon. I really thought Rockage was going to be the next champ. Yeah, but the injury, I get what you're saying. I thought he was going to be the next champ too. Khamzat would be wise to get him out of there early. Nate, chances increase as it goes late in any of his fights. Yeah, but I don't see him winning no matter where it goes, honestly. I have a 0.001% chance of Nate winning. Nate's BJJ is not near Gilbert's, in my opinion. Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. Do you have a day job, and if so, what's it? I work in construction. If Pena wins again, I guarantee Shevchenko moves up and gets the belt. Yeah, I could see that happening as well. Then again, I had a 0.1% chance of Nunes losing. In my prediction for that, I said there was a path to victory for Pena, and it was the exact path to victory she ended up winning with. So, there you go. People forget that Charles is the same age as Khabib while Islam is in his prime plus home field. These things matter. Okay, I don't think it matters all that much, but okay. I feel like Diaz is just going to walk out of the match the second it starts. I mentioned that in my recent video. Thoughts on Magomed Ankalaev versus Smith? I favor Magomed Ankalaev. I just think he's too well-rounded. But Anthony Smith's not to be underestimated. He can beat anyone, I think. Nate wants to box. Agreed. If Khamzat doesn't finish Nate, it will be a doctor stoppage. I literally said that in my video as well. I agree 100%. Dana versus 5-round MMA fight. Stop. I don't even care. I'm not even saying those names because I have no desire. I have no desire to even discuss those names. Okay, guys, look. We're at an hour and 23 minutes. Let me go. We are at an hour and 23 minutes. Look, guys, if somehow we're at 52 likes, if we can get to 80 likes, I'll stay on for 2 hours. That's what we'll do. We're at an hour and 23 minutes. So run up the likes. If not, I'm just going to stay for a little bit longer. But run up the likes. If we can get over 80 likes, we'll do a 2-hour stream. So let's see. Where are we at? Where did we leave off? Stop it. I'm not even putting that one up on the screen. It's possible for Nate to use his cardio and his advantage to try and gas Khamzat. No, I don't think it's... I think Khamzat has a very good gas tank. I just think that he's had a high output in some of these fights, in the Gilbert fight in particular. And that's the reason why he looked tired in the third round. Did you see the output in that fight? The output was insanity. So I really think that's the reason while he looked tired in that third round is because of the output of the fight, not because his gas tank had issues. I think if it goes long, Khamzat will conserve his energy. I find it really doubtful Khamzat gassing out and getting finished by Nate Diaz. It's just not going to happen. And for him to gas out before he destroys Nate Diaz, I think is highly unlikely. Yeah, Khabib isn't the lightweight GOAT anymore. I think it's been settled, to be honest. Amazing run, most dominant fighter I ever saw, but not the lightweight GOAT. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Does Khamzat have elite level cardio like Nate Diaz or Colby for comparison? We don't know just yet, but I think he has solid cardio. I mean, the pace that he put on Gilbert Burns in their last fight was insanity, straight up insanity. So it was a very high pace. And that, I mean, it's just like people said Rafael Fiziev didn't have 5-round cardio because he got tired in the Bobby Green fight. That's because it was a crazy output. We saw he just went 5 rounds with RDA, who we know has great cardio. And, we saw he knocked him out in the 5th round. So we put that myth to bed. I think Khamzat has fine cardio. Sup, Joey, who wins a drinking contest, Aspinall or Tuivasa? I'll say Tuivasa. Yeah, hit the like button. Hit the like button. I would completely appreciate it if you want to go to the 2-hour mark. How does Luque versus Burns and Craig versus Reyes play out? Luque versus Burns, I think Burns out-grapples him and wins maybe a decision. And if Craig versus Reyes, I think Reyes probably beats him up on the feet and doesn't follow him to the ground. Look, I'll do one more thing. Look, we'll go 2 hours if we get to 80 likes or we get the $10 holla on the stream. So if somebody wants to send a $10 super chat, we'll go 2 hours on the stream today. That's up to you guys. But get to 80 likes, we'll go 2 hours for sure. We're only 17 likes away from that. It's not too hard to get to. We got 83 people in the chat right now. So it's really not that difficult, guys. One or the other. Come on, guys. Support the channel. I want to get to 4,000 subscribers. So when you guys like the stream, it helps promote it in the algorithm, and I would appreciate it. Age is completely irrelevant in the Islam-Charles fight. They're all around the same age and in their prime. Yeah, I agree. Charles is 32, Islam's 30, Khabib is 33. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. It's completely irrelevant in that case. Does Covington win any fights with Usman out of, say, 10? I'll say maybe 2 out of 10. So 20% chance. Half Kebab's fights was in his father's promotion, handpicked. May very well be. Do you think there's ever been a main event with such a different in odds fight like Diaz plus 750 Khamzat? There probably has been. I don't know. I don't pay attention to odds too much ever. So it's not something I pay super close attention to. If Ty beats Gane, will you? No, dude, stop asking me that. I would never do that. Why would I care to do that? Who wins? Who would you like to see Yanez fight next? I think I answered this before, but I don't know. I changed my mind by now. Yanez. I still wouldn't mind seeing the Jack Shore fight. I wouldn't mind seeing the Umar Nurmagomedov fight. One or the other. So, people don't understand stamina. It seems output gasses you out. Agreed 100%. Agreed 100%. This isn't Leon Edwards who points fight. Khamzat goes for the kill immediately. Exactly. I don't know what people saw. Khamzat was pushing forward on Burns round 3. Yeah. Who do you think, Makhachev and Johnson? I think Makhachev wins. He's super well-rounded. He's super young, super fast, has good striking, has good ground game. But Johnson has a chance, but I don't think it's super likely he pulls it off. So it's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be interesting. I'm probably going Makhachev. We'll talk about it more on Friday. I'll probably do a stream on Friday as well. I got Charles. Lots of people are high on Johnson. Yeah, that's very true. If you had to give Diaz a percentage chance to win, what would you? The poll was 24. What would you say Diaz has a 40? No, I say Diaz has like a less than 5% chance of winning. What do you think of Usman's obsession with light heavyweight? Just looking to promote himself. Just looking to promote himself, and that is it. Who would be the most likely to become a serial killer? Sage Northcutt, Wonderboy, Chase Hooper. I have no idea. Thoughts on open scoring? I don't think it does anything for the sport, honestly. Thoughts on Magomed versus Smith? I already answered that. How much is Diaz going to come in weighing the day of the fight compared to Khamzat? Probably significantly lower. If health freezes... no. Just joining. What did you miss? Nothing, man. You didn't miss anything. Gane to Avisa is such a mismatch, honestly. Ty fluked his way to the top 5 with lucky matchups. Dude almost got finished with Greg Hardy, honestly. So, What's next for Paulo Costa if he knocks out Rockhold? I don't know. A big fight, a big relevant fight in the division for sure. 35% of the people in here are Sean O'Malley fans. You think so? Oh, because of the poll, right? I forgot about the poll. Yeah, 34% now of the chat is O'Malley fans. That's insanity. I thought the percentage would be less. Looks like 34% are taking Sean O'Malley. 66% are taking Petr Yan. If Khamzat output going to be the same as his fight versus Burns, if so, his tank won't last. Okay. If O'Malley wins, you got him getting the belt. Depends who he's fighting, but probably. Is Michael Chiesa the biggest bum in the top 15? No. Do you think Charles can submit Islam? 100%. I just want to see Nate sub Khamzat with a guillotine, flip off Dana, blood dripping down his face, cursing Dana out, and Dana just stands there with a BS smile on his face. That'd be hilarious. Michael Chiesa is the most overrated fighter in the UFC. I don't really think a lot of people even think he's that good. So, for real, maybe I'm just making it up then. I could have sworn. I don't know what we're talking about there. Speaking of Makhachev, he is definitely marketable, a Dagestani Brit who strikes. Very marketable for sure. Paulo Costa versus Cannonier, who wins? I take Paulo Costa. Can Gustafsson make another run to the title? Probably, but doubtful. I think it's possible, but doubtful is what I meant. Not probably, but doubtful. That's two things go against each other. It's possible, but doubtful is what I meant to say. Why did DC say he'd come back to 205 and fight Yuri? Because he sees Yuri as an easy matchup, probably. He would probably beat Yuri, if he was able to make 205. Out-wrestle him for sure, would be my guess. So, I think they should add Wonderboy versus Shavkat to 279. Wonderboy ain't taking that fight. I'm telling you right now, Wonderboy is not taking that fight. Dude, I answered this question like 75 times already. Oh, never mind, I didn't. I'm wrong. I read it wrong. Yes, I think it's possible. I think that's doubtful, though, as well. I see Charles Oliveira. If anybody gets submitted, it'll be Islam getting submitted by Charles. Will John Jones ever return to the octagon? Yes, he will return this year. I believe he will return this year. And I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to him returning to the cage. So, we'll see. DC couldn't make 205 in 100 years. Yeah, I don't know if he would or wouldn't. I doubt it. I'm shocked how many people are picking Diaz in the chat. Yeah, it's crazy. All right, guys, it looks like we are done going through all the questions. I have now finally caught up. So any final questions before we end the stream, put them in the chat now or forever hold your silence. Don't forget to like the stream. If you have not liked the stream, run up the likes in the stream. Look, if you guys want to continue the conversation, you can tweet me at MMA Joey C. Instagram is the same thing, at MMA Joey C. And you can also message me anytime if you join the members Discord. It's $3 a month. You get a bunch of benefits. It's a way to support the channel. We have a great community in the members Discord, okay? Here is the link to join. It's $3 a month. You get a bunch of benefits, including the Discord, which is worth it, by itself. If you join for 1 month, you're in there forever. You're in the Discord forever. It's where I get all my MMA breaking news now. So I'm in there daily. I probably message in the Discord more than I message my friends through text message. So, and also, if you're watching, there's probably someone watching. I know there's someone watching right now. At least 70 people watching. I guarantee at least one of you is not subscribed to the channel. And I'm desperately trying to claw my way to 4,000 subscribers, okay? So go subscribe. Okay, let's read the last few questions, and then I'm going to get out of here. We had so much news. That's why the chat's been just jumping off today. It's been hard to keep up with all the questions. I actually feel happy that I finally caught up because it just stresses me out falling more and more behind. If you had to give Islam a percentage chance to win, what would it be? In my opinion, I think he has a 30% chance. I would probably say Islam winning. I'll say 40% chance. Where's the $10 holla at, people? Yeah, $10 holla for a 2 to 2 hour stream. There you go. I give you the option. I think Jalen Turner is already a top 5 talent. Very possible. I'm very high on Jalen Turner as well. If Usman and Izzy fought, who do you have? I'd take Izzy. I think he'd defend the takedowns and beat him up on the feet, probably. It'd probably be a boring fight, but he would win. Patty the Batty or Jordan Levitt, who wins? I'm probably going to do a full breakdown and prediction, hopefully tonight if I have time. But I am most likely going with Patty the Batty. Do you think Dana is a piece of shit for making Nate versus Khamzat? Yes, I think it's a shitty move, but I understand it. I understand it 100%, but it's bullshit. That's the plan. Islam wants to out-cardio Charles for a late-round sub. It's definitely possible. Yeah, I would say it's possible. I don't know if it's going to happen, but it's for sure possible. And what's funny is the last time I streamed a pay-per-view, which wasn't technically a pay-per-view, was the Abu Dhabi card from last year. So maybe, just maybe, I'll stream the UFC 280 pay-per-view. I'll think about it. We still got months to decide. Thank you for subscribing, Brendan, I guess is your name. Great job today, brother. Thank you. Keep out. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you for your support. What would be your live reaction if Nate starts his Khamzat out cold? I'd faint. I'd honestly faint. I'd be happy and sad simultaneously, too. Dude, what? You're underestimating Islam's hand. He's got 70%. Okay. I don't think his hands are that good. The UFC doesn't need Nate to let him go. The UFC doesn't need Nate to let him go out with a fighting chance. Okay. Which champion is most likely to lose their belt? Okay. Final question on the stream. Which champion is most likely to lose their belt? Aljamain Sterling or Carlos Esparza would be in my opinion, most likely to lose their belt. I think that's the two most likely. Okay, since we got beside you in here, I just don't want to see Nate lose more brain cells against Khamzat. He's going to, bro. He's going to get smashed. He's going to get smashed. It's actually really sad. It's really sad. I went off about it all stream. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. But thank you for joining the stream beside you. I hope you enjoyed the O'Malley Petr Yan video. Let me know before I leave. What did you think of the video? We're about to find out if Islam is as elite as Habib says. Yes, we are. If Oliveira doesn't win the first 2 rounds, trust me, Islam wins. Both are perfect picks. What's the difference? Maker, wild card, and the Charles versus Islam fight. I think it's Charles's pressure. I think it's Charles's ability to not be worried about getting taken down. People don't realize his striking is so good because he doesn't care if you take him down. Now, will that cost him against Islam? There's a chance. There's a chance that could cost him. But for me, I don't think it is. I think he's going to end up getting a submission in the fight. I see it very similar to Cain Velasquez versus Fabricio Werdum. So, okay, Nate should tap. Yeah, I mentioned that as well. Yuri's always one hit away from losing the belt. That is very true. Okay, guys, it is 7:30 Eastern time. I appreciate you guys all for joining me on the stream. I really do. Hold on. Sorry, I didn't mean to show that. Oh, hell yeah. Love the video. The hype is real. I'm sure you're super pumped for that fight beside you. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me for this stream. I think we talked enough about Oliveira Islam, Khamzat Nate Diaz, Petr Yan, Sean O'Malley. We talked every possible angle. I have dedicated videos on the channel. Please do me a favor. Help boost me in the algorithm. Let me go send you this link right now. Right now in the chat. We got Petr Yan versus O'Malley video. Just put it out earlier. We're sitting at, a good view count so far. I would appreciate you guys if you went and watched this video, like this video, and comment on it. I just posted a link in the chat. Go watch my Petr Yan versus Sean O'Malley video. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to comment on it as well. If you go comment on it right now, I will comment back to you immediately. I would greatly appreciate it. Help boost me in the algorithm. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And enjoy the rest of your night. And don't forget, tomorrow I'll be on Lynch's channel, Lynch MMA, for his weekly Q&A, 10:45 Eastern time. So if you got the time, stop by, ask some questions. I would greatly appreciate it. Outside of that, I think we've talked enough. This has been an hour and 40-minute live chat. I'll probably be live streaming Friday. Who knows? I might do another random live stream later. I don't know. Thank you guys for joining me. And